The United States on the hunt now for al-Qaeda in Yemen. It's a hot spot. That country claiming U.S. drone strikes killed 11 al-Qaeda terrorists over the weekend. No immediate confirmation from the Pentagon on that, which usually does not publicly acknowledge such strikes anyway. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge on this. What can you report, Catherine? Good morning.
Well, thank you, Bill, and good morning. What seems clear with the CIA bomb plot operation compromised in Yemen, that the U.S. and other allies are maximizing the targeting information that they have, with at least 3 major strikes in Yemen in the last week and more than a dozen militants killed, including this operations chief, Fahd al-Qusso. So in other words, they've got this data. It's out there now that the operation is compromised, so they're trying to maximize that targeting data that they've got now before people scatter.
As you know, Catherine, this drone technology is being imitated, not necessarily for war, but for other reasons, here at home, in fact. And the FAA is going to make an announcement on drones over American skies. What's going on with that?
Well, that's right, Bill. Drones are synonymous with Yemen, Afghanistan, and Iraq, but increasingly they are being used for domestic surveillance, first at the borders, and now the FAA is scheduled to rule today on broadening the use of drones domestically. Advocates say they are a force multiplier for law enforcement.
It's really to provide them with additional situational awareness, so they'll have more eyes in the sky to help them, to assist them when they're going to potentially volatile situations.
So that can include fugitives like what we saw in Tennessee last week, or missing children like you discussed this morning with little Isabel in Arizona.
Yeah. What's the risk in all this, Catherine? What are you hearing?
Well, it's pretty significant. On Capitol Hill, a leading Democratic says there are privacy concerns, especially if drones become big business for the private sector.
We have to ensure that the FAA, as they register these drones for surveillance, don't in fact allow them to be turned into cash registers that private companies are able to use because of the information that they glean about individuals within our country.
So this raises questions about probable cause to do the surveillance and then how long this data is ultimately held, Bill.
All right, Catherine, thanks. Catherine Herridge on
You're
all
welcome.
that.